violence, to riots.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Welcome to General's Corner. I am General Mike Payne, General of the original Black Panthers of VA, National General under King Rick. And today our topic is working for the oppressor. Working for some people will call the man, right? That's what it was labeled. I know a long time ago back in the day, they used to call him the man, or the oppressor is, I guess, the politically correct term. So what we want to discuss today is this. When you find yourself in a situation where you're calling people sellouts or rats or snitches or these different things we always hear in our communities, one thing you have to look and check within yourself is, are you working for the Klan as a black man? Are you working for the government? Are you working for the oppressor against your own black people? Because that is the whole thing, that you're calling these other people sellouts, snitches, rats, different things like that. They're working against their own. So the thing I want to bring out and bring up is this is something we see more than we think. This is something we see every day. We have people who are out here that are black people that are being detrimental to their own communities. So if you're out here, let's say, selling drugs. If you're selling drugs in your community and you are selling drugs to the women, the children, the men, and your objective is to just get money for yourself or even your family, at the end of the day, you are working for the oppressor. Yeah, I know, you may not want to hear it, but that's what you're doing. Now, with this situation, I do know that hard times come and we do have people that just, are trying to find ways to hustle and really get ahead. And we have a lot of great entrepreneurs, out here who have come up with a lot of stuff, especially since COVID. And I salute those people that have found their way, found their niche, and really used their creative side to get ahead. But as far as drug dealing and different things, selling pills or whatever, whether it's prescription meds or whatever you're doing, these things kill off and harm our black community. We know the government flooded our communities at one point in time with drugs. We know this. It's documented. Okay? No conspiracy theory. It's documented. So therefore, if you're doing the same thing, because you always remember now, the government, they went and found that one black guy that would just do it, that would say, fuck everybody, I'm gonna sell drugs and I'm gonna get my paper up. I'm gonna do what I need to do for me, myself. And they stopped thinking about the village. They didn't care about their people. They didn't care about the community. They didn't care about pregnant women, elderly, none of that. What they did was they cared about themselves. It's the same thought process as a snitch. Because when a snitch goes to do what he has to do, he does it for himself. He doesn't care about his crew. He doesn't care about his people. He doesn't care about anybody but himself and possibly his family. So there really is no difference between someone that is greedy and self-absorbed and someone that doesn't have any morals, that just wants to do what they want to do for themselves. So if you put that drug dealer and you put that snitch, one hates the other, but guess what? All in all, they're really doing the same thing. Looking out for themselves. Think about that. So you have the drug dealer who is selling drugs, hurting their community. You work for the oppressor. When you have the guy that is calling himself a pimp, he got hoes, he got this, he got that. You're destroying your community. You're hurting your women. You're working for the oppressor. Because that's one thing also in COINTELPRO that they wanted, and that is documented, that they wanted to do to us. Break up the black household. They wanted to break up our unity and break up our churches and everything that brought us together. So when you're out here pimping out the women, you're at fault. You're working for the oppressor or the man or whatever you want to call it. Now, the women that get involved in this willingly, I'm not talking about the ones that are forced into a way of life. I'm talking about the ones that willingly get into this same thing. You're doing the same thing, working for the oppressor. Because what you're doing is you're detrimental to the community. You're lowering yourself. You could be somebody's wife. You could be somebody's, you could be a lawyer. You could be whatever you want to be in life that could be something more prosperous for the community and for your black people. But instead you decide to take, I can't even call it an easy way out, but you decide to take that easy money, that fast money. And then we bring our children into these situations. And what do they learn? So we have to really look at different things and figure out who is really about this agenda. Who are you really working for? Who are you really in love with? And some of you, as black people, are in love with the oppressor. I just got to keep it real and give it to you the way it is. So we have these situations and we have our agenda. And the agenda should be always the black agenda. When you go out to these other agendas, it's a good chance you're working for the oppressor. Because a lot of the other agendas that are out here were created by them. So let's take the feminist movement, let's take LGBTQ, let's take all these different other movements that don't directly have concerns and causes and effects with the black agenda. We have to get our human rights first. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with fighting for other rights and other things you believe in, religious things as well. But we are divided and separated by too many other agendas, is what I'm saying. And we have to remember the black agenda must come first. The black agenda has to come first. And the reason why I say that is because if you don't have your human rights, if you do not have those civil rights to walk the streets and do normal, casual things, to drive, to pull up in a grocery store, to do these different, if you don't have your human rights, then you have nothing else. So while people are out here fighting about who God is and fighting about what God is, what church is better than the next church, while you're fighting about who you can be in love with and all these different things, those things I'm not saying aren't important or might not be important to you. But the most important thing is the black agenda and the rights of our people. So if you're doing anything outside of that and you're doing things more or less to harm the black community, then you're part of the problem. And sometimes even if you're not part of the problem, but you're not part of the solution, you're still part of the problem. So you may feel like, well, I'm not doing nothing to hurt the black community. Well, guess what? You're not doing nothing to help it either. And if you're not doing anything to help the black community and the black agenda, then there's a problem. I see so many people going through social media. And I'm not saying, you can't have some fun. Everybody loves fun, but us as black people, we have too much fun. Way, 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 way too much fun. We out here doing the most, And it comes a time when we have to grow up, put a lot of these playthings down, chill out, and really get to work. Our people are struggling. Our people are dying. Our people are being murdered. And a lot of us just say, well, I don't got time for that. And you go to your jobs. You make your money. You look out for yourself and your family. And that's cool. That's cool. But if you're not looking out for the village, you're part of the problem. I can't remember the full story, but I'm going to go into it anyway because it's a good story. But they talk about, some guy, he was a cameraman, and they're one of the charity organizations or something. But they're in a part of Africa, and they decide to help the people in Africa, but they get a group of the little kids together. The kids, of course, are in poverty in the section that they're in. And they put a basket of, I guess, abundance of food or whatever. And they told the kids, let's see who's the fastest. Whoever can get to that tree and get to that basket of food can have it. They can take it home to their family, have it all to themselves. This is your basket. And the first thing those children did was they held hands. And then they walked slowly to that basket together. At least they started to. And the man asked them, whoa, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all walking together to the basket? Whoever gets to the basket can have it all to themselves. And the kid said, if my brother is hungry or my sister is hungry and they're not happy, I can't be happy alone. I can't be happy and watch them starve. And that's just a beautiful story to me. But it shows you the difference between the mind of the colonizers and the mind of our tribe and where we come from. We need to look after each other. We need to realize what the village is and how to maintain it. It's extremely and incredibly important. And everything you do, you should try to think in the back of your head. Am I hurting the village or am I helping the village? Remember that. Am I hurting the village or am I helping the village? In anything you do. I'm not getting down on anybody that's doing whatever they're doing. But I need you to be mindful. If you are one of those brothers or sisters out there selling drugs or selling your body or doing whatever you're doing that hurts the community, selling illegal weapons, kidnapping, doing whatever you're doing. If you're one of those people, I urge you to think about it and stop. Find your way out. Think of something better and more productive that you can do, that you can still make, a decent wage off of, but you ain't got to look over your shoulder. You ain't got to worry about this, that, and the third, and you can come out on top. And also do better for the village. Some of y'all might be sitting here watching this saying, fuck that village. Maybe. But just realize you're the problem. And if we don't come together to save the village, we are forever going to be in the same situation, and we're going to be without unity, because we're always going to be sitting here doing things solo, acting like we could just be like any other American, and that we don't have to stick together. So remember, think about the village, save the village, and try to do the right thing and keep that in the back of your mind with everything you do. Am I hurting or am I helping the village? That's all I got for you today. All power to the people.
Now back to your regular broadcast.